And welcome back, sages and witches, to Let's Play Bayonetta 2. We are at Chapter 7, the Arc, and as I've said previously, this is where the game starts to get really hard. Before we get into that, we of course got to do our standard practice of purchasing moon pearls. This is a relatively short chapter, but there are more than a couple difficult fights in it, so hopefully I can get through this on the recording without too many hassles, but we all know how that's been going in the recent videos. I'm so upset about my performance on Chapter 5. So close to being the first, true level that had no continues in it, and just couldn't make it happen. Oh well. With that, sort of muling out of the way, let's get into the arc.
Another failure. These pawns can no longer serve my purposes. Power must be held in my own hands to truly be attained.
Who the hell was that? Shit! Why am I the only one sucking the drink? Where are we?
Further from the mountain than we started, that's for sure.
I feel like I've seen this place before. At last, you stand before me without escape. This is not your world, and you should not be in it. What was once one must be one once again. You must return to nothing.
Little one, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine, love. Now I'm sure I've seen this room before. If you're still trying to go to hell, Bayonetta, I might know the shortcut.
Oh?
I'm remembering what I really am.
Time's almost up. Bayonetta, you better start creating miracles.
Well, you were right about the shortcut. But I think they've sent a welcoming party.
So, we start this chapter with a boss fight, though this is not a boss-only chapter. We start with Insidious, a demon of Inferno. This first attack that he launches has a ridiculously generous hitbox for actually dodging it, so don't have to worry too much about that actually hitting you. Going into this, we're going to be using Chernabog for our damage here, as it's very effective against this guy. We don't really care too much about being super evasive with Rakshasa or anything. The attacks come out a lot faster on Infinite Climax compared to how slow they are in normal mode. His attack timing is actually also somewhat slower in hard mode. Once you deal enough damage to deplete his first health bar, you'll get this torture attack prompt. Do some good damage here. If you get him any more lower than his first health bar, it won't do any damage until you actually do that torture attack, so don't kill your combo there. While he's got us off to the side like this, we're going to do some taunting to build up our magic. We're not actually going to use any magic in this fight here. Also got these missiles that are relatively easy to dodge. Just keep your dodges up as witch time runs out. You can farm a bunch of magic off of these in between taunting. There we go. And yes. Okay, so we don't want to use any magic for this fight here, but it will be very important that we have some at our disposal when we get to the next leg of this level. Yes, this is not a boss-only chapter, just reaffirming that for you in case you're confused. Okay, do a little bit more here. Okay, good. Got the Wicked Weave out before he blasts us away. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, the timing on some of these attacks can be a little weird, so I do routinely take damage on this fight. I don't think I've ever gotten pure platinum on this boss fight. Woo, yeah. That one was very tricky to me to dodge when I was first learning how to do this fight. That eyeball slam is also a little tricky, but once you get the timing down for it, it's something that you don't even really have to look at it visually. Our magic is capped out, so I don't have to worry about spamming taunts to get the magic built up here. Going into this phase of the fight, he's going to start trying to suction you in. You actually cannot escape from this, though you can hold back or even use Serpent Within to try and avoid it for longer. Once you get sucked in, Madama Butterfly comes in with the save, and we're at the last part of this fight. We got to take out this eyeball here. Well, you know, different from the eyeball that we were hitting previously. Ah, no, I was getting too caught up in trying to attack him there. Yeah. Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, we're in trouble. Let's see if I can make it. Yep, okay. Gotta be mindful of those tentacles there. Oh, here comes the bite. Okay, can we finish this without death? Here come more. Oh, no, couldn't do it. Alright, so since this is the start of the level, I'm just going to not continue here. I'm just going to let ourselves be dragged off to hell, and I'll meet you at the end of the fight since we got so close to finishing it there. Alright, at the end of the fight here, he's still getting a couple more attacks in, of course ruining our combo there, and of course I get hit, but he goes in for a chomp, and you get to counter with a torture attack, or a climax rather, so let's finish this guy off. And alright, just rip that out. Nice, juicy. Still got one more to go though. However, Loki coming in with the save. Turns out the Arc is also packing a laser defense system that I can use, so we get a good old-fashioned Dragon Ball Z style beam battle here. Good stuff, good stuff. Yeah, well that guy is done and dusted. And as always, I did horrible on the damage. That's 500 points more damage than I took in my test run when I did this, but hey, we managed to get through without the continue penalty, right? Right? Okay, right. Should you die at that phase of the fight, also it amounted to not much since we got sucked up anyway, but should you die at that phase of the fight, there are checkpoints at the various points where he zooms out, so if you die on the big red eyeball, then you will return there. Looks like Loki has given up the ghost on us for a moment, but I'm sure he's nearby. Let's break open this little section of wall here, because there is a journal waiting for us. Additionally, we get some orbs. Orbs are the demonic equivalent of halos, so we can use them as currency at Rodon's shop. Not that it really matters for much of anything other than flavor. It's not like they're a separate currency like Proud Souls and Devil May Cry. Now, these little polyps on the walls of the Insidious can yield stuff like magic butterflies and green laurels, but they're pretty random about doing so, and I did not have any luck there. So we're going to use some healing items to just top ourselves off here. And go into the next section of the level, and we are not past the hard part of this level. We're actually just getting into it. And we have Demons of Inferno to deal with. The little guys are hideous, and the big guy is hatred, and this can be a pretty tough section of the game to get through. The Demons of Inferno are far more legitimate threats than the Angels of Paradiso, so you gotta be prepared for when dealing with them. As you can see, I've already been shown quite a bit of the business here. These guys, however, are not what I was stockpiling all that magic for. We want it for a much more dangerous enemy. Which, based on what these guys are capable of, some of you may be curious of what I am worried about here if you have not played this mode before. One thing I dislike about the Demons of Inferno... Oh, here we go. As soon as you take out hatred there, resentment comes in. Resentment is not typically fought until Chapter 10, so this is a pretty advanced enemy that we're dealing with right here, and he is what I wanted all the magic for. Unfortunately, I got hit by his command grab, but we should be able to break out of that. Let me just play it safe here. Whoa! Yeah, do not want to be hit by that. If you get hit by that beam there, much like Jubileus' special attack from Bayonetta 1, you will be reverted into Child Bayonetta and left defenseless. Though, if you manage to dodge him with a Bat Within, or you have Umbran Climax in stock, you can cancel it. Alright, so that's not the best I've ever had that fight go, but I'm working with far different resources than I would have if I was on New Game Plus. Over here, we've got another Umbran Crow, and of course I miss it. Let me grab this health here and get Chernabog back out. Alright, let's get this guy. There we go. Alright, and that's what I wanted the magic for. The rest of the level, it's not really that critical. Over here, we've got a very simple fight. These are, Furies. These are just weak little bat enemies, very similar to Catchets for Demons of Inferno, and by far the least threatening Inferno enemy in the game. They shoot out those dark orbs that slow you down if you hit them, or if you get hit by them, but they do not... Oop, got a little careless there. They do not... What was it? Actually deal any damage to you. Bit of a shame that I took some damage there, but platinum's a platinum. Before we head forward, we've got one more thing to check off to the right here. We've got a Muspelheim portal. I want to get dual Rakshasas out for this one. Heading into this one, we've got actually a very annoying challenge to deal with. Use Witch Time. Demons of Inferno generate less Witch Time than the equivalent angels, and if you are using something like Chernabog, you'll basically get enough Witch Time for a attack, so Rakshasa, in my opinion, way to go here. So we will use that, and using just the standard punch-punch, kick-kick-kick combo, we can do this fairly easily. I would not recommend taunting to extend your combo, honestly, unless you're trying to do this with the highest score possible, as they just do not generate good amounts of Witch Time without it. After you deal enough damage to the Hatred, more Hideouses will show up. Got a little... Oh, jeez. Yeah, I hate it when I accidentally do Panther Within while trying to dodge other stuff. Once that guy is taken care of, we can deal with these guys pretty easily. The Hideouses are a bit more aggressive, and they generate a fair deal more Witch Time. So what I want to do here is just try and take out one of them, then hopefully hit the other with a torture attack. Nope, could not get it in time. And we'll just hit him with that now. I would not recommend using torture attacks against Demons of Inferno inside Muspelheim challenges, because they take a lot of time to finish. They have very lengthy animations, and the timer is still going while they're happening, so not at all advisable. Here we get the only broken Witch Heart for this chapter, which unfortunately means we're not getting a health upgrade going into the next battle we have to deal with. So, oh, actually, I gotta leave here. You cannot use items in Muspelheim. Not that there would be any reason to for the actual fights, which is probably why they prohibit you, but you know. Well, actually, they probably prohibit you so you can't use, like, the Bloody Rose or the Yellow Moon lollipops. You know what? Let's bust open some of those polyps. Whenever you enter a Muspelheim, any destructible object in the environment respawns. So if you already broke open these polyps, you can respawn them by going into the Muspelheim and try your luck at getting some health if you want to avoid using your stock of items. But I'm not super anal retentive about that. I was just checking. You may as well. Alright, so we didn't get anything, so let's just use up a Mega Green Herb Lollipop, top ourselves off there. Also, I want to change up my Chernabog set and give ourselves Undine, once again with the Ice variant. You can probably guess what's going to happen next with that weapon set.
Little one! If I didn't know any better, I'd say you were the most persistent stalker I've met yet. And here I thought I was your type. I guess I had you all wrong.
Step away, Umbra Witch. This is not your fight.
Actually, it is.
And we have the Masked Lumen 2. He's actually pretty similar to his first encounter. Oh, jeez. Ooh, whoa. Just some slightly different or modified attacks. This is the main attack that he can use, is that slow time action on you. You can deflect that with the Moon of Mahakala, or you can actually dodge it to trigger Witch Time. Okay. But our approach to fighting this guy is going to be the same as last time. We're going to attempt to freeze him with Undine. Oop, oop. Losing track of what I should be dodging there. By far, one of the biggest mistakes I make is over-dodging and activating Beast Within, which just causes all sorts of problems with me for dodging further attacks. Okay, just keep the freeze going. And hopefully, there we go. Let's hit him with Rakshasa. And there we go, did some good damage there. The arena is changing up a little bit, but we have not actually activated a checkpoint. Do not think that you have done that yet. We have to get to the next scene to actually get a checkpoint going. Okay, good stuff, good stuff. We will freeze that guy a little bit more. Whoa! Was not sure what he was doing there. He has a couple of actions he can take when he jumps into the air like that. He'll either launch some projectiles at you, or as you can see there, he just dive kicked. That's just something you gotta react properly to. Also, the orientation was a little weird there, so I did a launcher instead of a stiletto. That is what I'm aiming for. Okay, not going too bad here. Good, good. Managed to get the dodge off of that. Sometimes the Moon of Mahakala can actually be a little undesirable, because if it activates... Alright, we're at this phase 2. As I was saying, if Moon of Mahakala activates, it can cancel the attack that he was going to do, which robs you of the Witch Time, obviously. Whoop. Oh, once again, he did the dive bomb. I'm so used to him doing the projectiles there. Instead, let's do this to stop him for a bit. Once again, he can do those charged attacks that if you interrupt him, your demon bails you out of that attack there. If you fail to interrupt him, a very big, very damaging attack comes out. It's not too difficult to dodge that itself. Whoop. Here is a special action that can happen. He will attempt to launch an attack on you. If you fail to counter it, you will take a ton of damage, so do the best you can on that. And we just mash out the torture attack here. Get some good damage on him ourselves. Okay. Nope, stop there. And here comes a non-charged attack from, I think that was Temperance. And I knew I would fail there. Fortunately, at this phase of the fight, we actually did hit a checkpoint, so the continue will just take us right back to this part. So, since we are not too overdone on time here, I'll just pick up from here, see if I can't finish this guy off on this attempt. And that's what I was talking about with Moon of Mahakala. I have a tendency to try and dodge towards the enemies, so sometimes I just activate that maneuver by accident. Okay, do stiletto to close the distance there, always a good idea. Oh. And this is always a good opportunity to get a bunch of freeze damage on him, so always look for chances to break that. Man, glad that I managed to dodge that one there. Oh, here we go, get the counter again. I kind of dislike it when he does it, though, just because, yeah, obviously this is really slow, so it makes the fight take a little bit longer. But it is good damage. Always, when you know what button is going to come up, start preemptively mashing there to get it finished as soon as possible. Oop. Woo, what the heck is happening? Ooh, jeez. Okay, can I get some ice damage on him? This should be some good ice damage here. Okay, I think this will freeze him. Nope, nope, not yet. This one? Yes! As always, get Rakshasa out, and let's just do a quick spin there. Yeah, I couldn't hit him quick enough. We should have him on the ropes here, though. Well, I didn't get hit by that, so that's the important thing, really. I like it when he does that wolf attack, just because it's really easy to dodge. Oh, whoops. Yeah, I was thinking that was a counter action, but it was not. Okay. One very rough thing that you have to deal with Infinite Climb.
around. The right eye?
Well, how are Bayonetta and Loki gonna get out of this one? That is actually better than my practice attempt for once. Game over twice on the Masked Lumen in that. And that is the arc, and as you can see, this is why the game starts getting a bit harder at this point. Hey, I got a silver award. You know what? For the kind of run that I'm doing and the circumstances surrounding it, I'll take that. What I was trying to say before the cutscene happened, I actually was not paying attention to his health there, is that on Infinite Climax, humanoid bosses like the Masked Lumen, they do not get stumbled by Umbran Climax like they would on the lower difficulties, so you have to be a lot more decisive about when you use those. Not as quite as effective as they are on the lower difficulties. But with that, we get another Bewitchment, and we get a whole bunch of verse cards, since we've now got new varieties of demonic enemies to take on. And, of course, a Masked Lumen card, because why wouldn't we get that? And with that, we have access to Chapter 8, An Ancient Civilization, and this is the point in the game where I've really started dreading. This chapter, far and away one of the biggest difficulty glow-ups from going from hard mode to Infinite Climax, and while there are definitely harder chapters, this is the one where the game really starts to kick you in the teeth, so look forward to that. I'm going to have to really practice my strategies for what we're going to have to fight here. So, we will save that for the next video. As always, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Until then, though, goodbye.